Right, so good evening, Paula. I have some problems with the internet, but now it's okay. I hope everything goes well because this is our last class, okay? But now I want to show you something, okay? We're going to try to practice. Uh, give me a second, please. So you were supposed to give me the, do the homework, okay? In which part? Okay, you were supposed to, for the practices, okay? But we're gonna try to do it. Okay, so this is going to be our last class, as I told you. There are some points that we need to to put it clear, right? So you're going to write an essay. I'm gonna show you right now. So give me a second, please. I'm gonna show you, and it's not that difficult. Okay, it's not that difficult. So this is, for example, something that I would recommend you in order to get a new or a great, a well-structured paragraph is this chart. It's important to do, right? This is the homework of one of my students. And so this guy chose no, it was over. So she chose the three typical dishes in Cochabamba. Okay, so this is the topic that she chose in order to develop. Okay, so she's going to start, for example, with a sentence number one. So it is the compound of the structure, the paragraph. Okay, so you're going to start with the introducing paragraph, and let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the. No, this is not. Let's go back to this one. Okay. Okay, so you can find everything in this one. It is loading, so we're going to look for it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna look for it. Let's see. Okay, this is this part. I have many pages open. Okay, there's it. Okay, so we have in this paragraph, and you're gonna construct your paragraph from this. Okay, so for example, we're gonna write your essay, your topic. Okay, so what are you going to develop? What are you going to develop in this essay, for example? So in this case, the corporate social responsibility can generate a positive reputation for a company, leading to possibly more sales and growth. Okay, so this is going to be the topic sentence. Okay, so then we're going to continue with the supporting ideas. Okay, so this is the supporting idea number one, supporting idea number two. Even though we're writing the citations of our source, right? The source that we search the information. Okay, so for example, we have Watson, and then provides evidence that this improves consumer sales as customers. Then from that part, okay, we're going to continue with our supporting ideas. Okay, what is going to support to the topic sentence? Okay, then we have examples. Okay, examples. For example, your company will be value very high. Then we have a summarized. The summarized, okay, or the conclusion, it's a short summary of what you wrote before. Okay, so there is nothing new in this conclusion. They're not asking no personal opinions. Okay, no personal opinions. Say here, please, because you're gonna. I'm gonna discount the score if you write opinions. They're not asking about your personal opinion. Then that's so. That's so. We don't need something else. So now we're going to continue. So let's suppose that you wrote your paragraph. Okay, and I'm gonna show you one of my students to say. This is yes, this one. No. Where is it? Okay, this is from Daniela. So she chose, right, the health benefits of the sports, right? So this was the lesson she chose. Then, as first place, okay, health is a state of physical, social, and mental well-being, and not only a lack of illness. We live in an age where many people do not about the positive impact of exercising and being healthy. So as you can see, this is a short description. Okay, so this is the statement. Okay, it's a short definition. So here we have, you're going to start with the introduction. The first part is the introduction. Okay, so in the introduction, we're going to find the topic sentence. Okay, we have the supporting idea, and we have some examples. Okay, the quality system is read more and has many benefits for the brain. The student could explain more about the more examples maybe, but it's okay. There is no problem if you are going to write only some examples. It's okay. Don't worry. But this is the structure of your definition. Okay. All the paragraph that we're gonna have in our essay, it is constructed by the 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 introduction, 2 paragraphs in this case. Oh, she wrote 3 paragraphs, okay? And then we have the conclusion. In the conclusion, we only write a short summary of everything with the most important points, but we don't add new information to the conclusion, okay? So please say true. Health is state, okay. So then we have the first paragraph, okay? So you can see I read some mistakes in this case. The PP1, I mean, the thesis statement is exercising reduces the risk of getting sick. So this whole paragraph talks about it. There are a lot of people who suffer from being overweight. There are 10 million students have overweight in university, and not just this. So she wrote down a statistic. Okay, so everything that we have here, and we are supporting the main idea of exercising, about exercising, reduce the risk of getting sick. Okay, so then we have more examples about it. In this case, right, you can also look for the information. Okay, so in that order, you are going to continue with the conclusion. Okay, of course, we have some impact. Okay, then we have what else we have? We have in this paragraph connectors, right? We see this in the slides. So there is nothing new. Okay, the only thing that I'm showing you the first part of the kind of example. Okay, so you need to be careful with it, all right? So what else? And then, in fact, there is no better way to get important benefits for our health as exercise trainers. básicamente lo que estamos viendo es un párrafo, lo que se va a hablar en todo el ensayo, porque quiero que voy a hablar esa parte para que se pueda entender bien y no haya problemas en el momento de hacer el ensayo. El ensayo está constituido por la introducción, párrafos de desarrollo, ¿cómo podemos talk about the main cause? The main idea is Cochabamba is well known as a gastronomy city where you can eat a variety of dishes. Okay. En esta primera parte podemos encontrar una razón principal y aparte supporting ideas. Okay. For example, we have some controlling phrase. Okay, the controlling phrase is that phrase that is going to be repeated for 3 times, maybe one paragraph, to lose the sense. That is going to lose the sense, right? Then we have logical connectors, right? This is going to help you, and I'm gonna write. Oh, no, I can't. Right? Yes, we're going to say it right now. Please, first. Oh, okay, I'm gonna create it right now. Okay, so I'm sending you I'm going to send you the code of the problem, right? And I'm gonna write it in the chat of the video, okay? So, okay, give me a second. Okay, in the description of the video, right? I'm going to. Okay. All right. So in the video. Okay, so I'm trying to. Okay, so in the chat, right, in the comments of the video, because this is the only chat that we have, we're going to find the link of that of the classroom, right? So there you're going to find the information, and I'm going to post everything. Okay. In a second, please, I'm going to do it right now because I'm not going to print this. Okay. Okay, sorry, already posted. Okay, so there you have the academic connectors, and then right to the then we're going to talk about it. Okay, it's already posted, right? And then I'm going to share a new docs with you. So then you're going to be able to write it just okay, so it's already posted. Where's it? Okay, this is okay, so there you have it. Right, this is the code. And it is also in the chat of the YouTube channel. Okay, so with it we can continue. Then you're gonna take the supporting ideas. Okay, picky matches, a Bolivian, Cochabambian. Oh, sorry, no, it's not a Bolivian. We have to erase it. It's a Cochabambian traditional dish. People can find this published called Chicharrón in Sacaba. Okay, so we correct some mistakes. First of all, it needs to have coherence. Okay, so you are talking about traditional dishes, for example. Okay, but you're not talking where you can find it. It's very important for me. Right? So we are going to take care in the place that we're gonna mention supporting ideas that we're going to develop. And we are going to lose the sense. Okay, we're going to lose the sense of the paragraph. Okay, so that's into you have to start with the main idea. In your main idea, you're going to start with the development, then with example. Just an example of this structure. Okay, so okay, so then we have the first paragraph, and in fact, so then we have a conclusion. In the paragraph number 2, right, we can also find the same structure. We have the main clause, right? Nutrition have lots of importance as exercise. Okay, then we have supporting ideas. Of course, I correct some mistakes as you can see, and that's how we work. Okay, then we have to continue with the supporting idea. From then, I showed you the other day. You can look for it and Google academic. So then you're going to find more information about your topic that you're going to talk. It's important to choose the topic. Well, at the moment that we're going to choose the topic, it's important to see if you know about it, right? The information that you're going to choose is very important. Okay. So, for example, if you're going to talk about, I don't know, about, let's say, no, dishes. Okay. So you're going to write. I would recommend you, right? You have to write at least of 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have in this case we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Okay. Right, because we only add information that going to find new information, right? And it's important. For example, if I'm going to say in conclusion, for me, it's very important. No personal pronouns. No personal pronouns. Okay, now that's she, he, we. Okay, no pronouns. Uh, let me check. Let me check if I'm forgetting something. So yes, that will be everything about the paragraph. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Well, also summarize because we were supposed to practice. Okay, this is a practice that we're doing with one of my students, right? It's trying not to escape from the paragraph. What do I mean with this? When you're going to choose something, you don't have to mix with all the information. Okay, so you have to be selective at the moment that you're going to write the information that you're looking for, right? For example, if you're going to talk about vegetables, you don't have there is no reason to add for example, the information about meat or bread, right? No. So we need to take care of that part, right? Um, so if we're gonna do it, then the reader is going to be difficult for the reader to understand the same, right? So that's not the point, right? So we need to be careful what information that we're going to take. Okay. Then there is an important video that I want to show you. So Okay. So with this, we're going to finish. Okay. Then I'm going to explain you, or I'm going to give you some tips, and that will be everything for today's lesson, right? So let's pay attention.
HSA. Fifth, welcome to your crash course on essay writing. Playlist is to persuade readers of events and analysis. There are three main stages to writing an essay. Quickly go through all the stages and steps to the in the next Welcome to your crash course on essay writing. By the time you finish the series, you every essay starts off with an introduction. It's important to grab the reader's interest right off the bat and inform them what will be covered in the essay. Hook the reader in the first sentence, and then give context that will help your reader understand your argument. This might involve providing brief background information, giving an overview of important academic work or debates on the topic, and explaining difficult terms. But don't overdo it. Just enough to give the reader a taste, Next, remember the thesis statement from before? Present it here. Tell the reader the central argument you're going to make. The thesis statement is usually 1 or 2 sentences long, and it drags the whole essay. So make sure to spend some time on this part. You can end your introduction section with an overview of the essay. So basically signposting your essay structure. Moving on to the body section. This is the longest part of your essay, usually around 60 to 80%. Here is where you make arguments supporting your thesis, provide evidence, and develop your ideas. It's easy to get lost in a big chunk of text. To give your essay a clear structure, it is important to make use of paragraphs. Each paragraph should be centered around just one argument or idea. Introduce the purpose of each paragraph using topic sentences. A good topic sentence makes the transition from the previous paragraph and introduces the argument to be made in this paragraph. After the topic sentence, present evidence by providing the reader with data, examples, or quotes. Be sure to interpret and explain the evidence and show how it helps develop your overall argument. The hard work is done, and you've arrived at the last paragraph of your essay, the conclusion. Here are 3 things you should do. Summarize and tie together the points you made in the essay's body. Show the outcome of your arguments. What new insights have you provided? Emphasize why your argument matters. After you're done writing, before you submit your hard work, it's important to revise and polish your writing. Double check your arguments. Have you said everything you meant to say, or do some points need restructuring? Finally, make sure to check your grammar, spelling, and formatting. And if you cited sources in your paper, also use a plagiarism checker to make sure everything is good to go. Once you've checked everything off this checklist here, you're good to go. When you're ready, the next step should be creating an outline for essay. Click this to learn how to do so. See you there.
Right, so that will be everything about the video. And give me a second, we're going to check this part. Oh, okay, yes, I get it. So okay, now we're gonna watch some. We're gonna talk about some mistakes that we have to avoid. That is the most important. And something that it's important though, take care of this part. We have to be formal. Okay, so try to avoid vocabulary that is not part of the formality, right? So try to use, instead of it, try to use words or synonyms, right? For example, I'm going to show you. Give me a second. Here I have the example. Okay, so we have academic word list, right? Okay. So instead of using, for example, a word that it's that we use in our daily life, try to replace them by using new vocabulary it needs to be formal. For example, we have established composition, analysis, strategies, validity, beneficial, assumption, criteria, hypothesis, fundamental, administrative, assumption, differentiation, expression, inevitable, and strict, explorative, and we have more. Okay, then we have to use. It's important. You have to use the passive voice, not the active voice, right? So try to use the passive as you can. And we have to use fixed academic phrases. For example, it can be said, or it could be. As you can see, we're not saying or we're not using personal pronouns. We're saying it. It can be said, or it could be argued. Notice that we're using the passive voice, modal passive voice. One major drawback of this approach is that one of the most significant current discussions is, it is important to know that, right? So please, again, avoid personal pronouns. And then we have to use colloquial, or, and this is what I mentioned, or informal. We have to avoid informal words expression. For example, examples of informal colloquial words are gonna, stop, a lot of, and things. Okay, those are informal. That's an informal English. I know we use it in our daily life, and it's okay, but not in essays, right? Not in writing, please. So try to use colloquial words. If you don't know, maybe, for example, you're gonna take stop. Okay, so for stop, try to look the synonym in the Oxford Dictionary. So then you're gonna find all the synonyms that each word has. And for example, we have the staff, right? Instead of saying staff, that is a little bit formal, we can also say effects, equipment, gear, goods, individual, kit, luggage, objects, right? Paraphernalia, okay? Possessions and substances. That's the first time I'm looking up for like a word like that at the top of here. And we have a lot of, instead of saying a lot of, we can say abundant, adequate, conceivable, conscious, sizable, substantial, sufficient, significant. And we can also use, instead of saying things, we can say aspects, areas, elements, facts, figures, materials, points, situations, subjects, information. Okay. So then we have some phrasal verbs, like modals are multi-word verbs. For example, we're going to use the verb, the structure, okay, in case you need. If it's necessary, a verb has a preposition or often considered informal. Okay, so if we're going to say put up, it's informal. Put up looking to become a pause or is usually a formal alternative. It's postponed. Instead of saying put up, I can say postpone. So we don't use phrasal verbs because we consider phrasal verbs as an informal English. So instead of saying we put up, we can say postpone, or look into the alternative more formal synonym is investigate, or come across, discover. So it sounds different. There is a big difference if we're going to use one of these words, for example. Okay, so some verbs are considered. This is exemplified for the verb get, right? So we have, and I told you we have lots of meanings for the verb get. So instead of saying get, we can say acquire, accomplish, obtain, become, capture, compile, solve, effect, elicit, avoid, extract, gain, obtain, realize, receive, secure, or obtain. So try to use formal expression, formal vocabulary. So it applies with other verbs, right? Not only with get. So we have a chart of informal and formal verbs, right? So formal is seem, it can be seen, find, help, stop, okay? So these are the informal ones. So instead of saying seem, we can say appear, or ascend, cease, is like stop, begin, commands. Oh, I want to commands work. Consume, decrease, demonstrate, require, desire. Instead of saying want, I want, they want, right? The scientists want, the scientists desire, okay, the science desire, some people inquire, okay, finished, inform, obtain, right? There is a, instead of saying all that it's informal is a vocabulary, we can say complete, right? Wrong, incorrect, worse, inferior, dim, is indistinct, enough, sufficient, better, superior, good, understanding, comprehension, efficiency. Have lots of vocabulary, right? So yes, that will be everything about this part. And okay, so right now I'm going to assign you the right. So give me a second. We're going to do it right now. So there's it. Second, I'm going to put it. So we're going to put it in. Okay, so I'm going to post the link. Oh my goodness, no, I don't have to do it. I have to do it from the platform. Yes, from platform. Okay, so I'm going to assign the homework with this name, right? And then we're going to find it into the okay, so then we have the instruction shows the topic of your preference. Okay, the first thing is that you're going to choose the topic of your preference that you want to discuss about, and then you're going to write and develop You're going to develop the lesson, the topic, right? Develop. Okay, so you're going to develop. I always push it. Okay, we're going to develop the. We're going to write 5 paragraphs, please. Box. Okay, so you're going to write and develop 5 paragraphs. Yes. And what else? And take care. Take care. Yes. Take care of completion. Okay, so it is already assigned. Oh. Okay. Okay, so you already have it. Okay. So your due date is going to be for 2 days, right? 3 days, Alisa, right? Not more than 3 days. Okay, so you need to be, it needs to be ready for, we're on Sunday, okay, until what day is it? 19, 20, 21, until 20, yes, until 21st of this week, okay? So then, if you have any question, please, about the homework, just let me know again. You have all the material then, you have lots of material, but even though you know that sometimes we have new tools, new questions, and then, so for that reason, you have the option to send me a message, right? I'm going to be there, and that will be everything for today. It was a pleasure for me to know you, to meet you, and have a great day. If you have any questions, just ask me, right? The last video contains two parts because of my internet, so it's the same, right?